What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Generational Sports on this. I shouldn't even say Monday. It's Halloween.
Ooh.
It's funny you do that. I was gonna do the same thing when I was gonna do. It's Halloween.
Ooh, spooky.
Damn, Halloween used to be so lit.
I know, dude. I've been driving around today, already seeing kids in their costumes, trick or treating. I'm like, damn, I miss this.
I had class today. Nothing special. Back in the day, used to have the Halloween party in school and all that.
I considered buying some maybe face paint or like vampire teeth to do something for the show, but I would have messed it up and it would have looked bad. And I'm already sweating, so the face paint would have been really bad.
Would have been an interesting development. Would have been an interesting one for sure. Listen, everybody, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. We're gonna have some fun in this episode, okay? But Josh, I can't go on. Not possible. Without knowing how you're doing, of course.
I'm doing even better than before because I just saw your retweet, Mandalorian Season 3, February 22nd.
Oh,
that is way sooner than I thought it was coming.
Very exciting stuff going on.
I thought they'd wait till middle of 2023 or something. Very happy about that. But other than that, I hit a 23 pick parlay this weekend.
23 picks?
23. I'm gonna read them off. All 23 of them hit.
Okay.
Wiggins 10 points. Wiggins to hit a 3. Hayward 10 points. Looney and Draymond 4 boards. PJ to hit a 3. Buddy, it's basically just there was not a single pick that was below minus 1,000. Like these were all just like they're below their averages and like everything. Like DeMar 2 assists, Levine to hit a 3, Joel 6 boards, Maxey 10 plus, Maxey 1-3, Kyrie KD both 2 assists, Drew Holiday 10 points, Capella 4 boards, just stuff like that.
Okay.
It was very because I just wanted to try it. I've always put together like a 20 plus parlay, like where all the odds are great. It wound up totaling all 23. It was only like plus 300 for the whole parlay.
That's insane.
Still, I just wanted to try it and it worked. But then I tried it with the NFL. Didn't exactly work.
Yeah.
Only 2 off though. Cortland Sutton only had 13 yards, so that kind of.
Yeah, the Broncos offense isn't very good, by the way.
The what?
In case you didn't, I said the Broncos. Oh, you said Cortland Sutton, right?
Yeah.
So the Broncos offense just isn't very good, by the way. Just to inform you.
Yeah, but I mean, I figured he'd get 25. You can't give me 25, Cortland.
I mean, one would hope. You would hope.
He's his go-to guy, so. But I was happy to hit that. It was nice.
It's real tough in there.
Mm-hmm.
You got Russ doing high knees on the plane.
Oh my God! Throwing medicine balls on there. It's getting crazy.
Yeah, certainly.
I'd be so pissed if I was on that plane with him.
No, you would have. I mean, how could you not be?
But at the same time, like they're paying this man $250 million. What am I going to say to him?
Man probably has. I think. I still really want to know if that him having his own office thing is true.
It's got to be.
I want it makes sense that he would, but God, that is.
You think it's just like it's just pictures of him in there? Like it's just
him
all
and Jesus.
It's
him and Jesus, man.
How are you doing, Connie?
Oh, listen. As everybody knows, I've been going through my Game of Thrones journey that I've so elegantly tweeted out, tweet by tweet. I'm sure people want to kill me by now. But hey, you know what? You know where the unfollow button is. You know where the block button is. You know where everything is. So if you didn't like it, it's my Twitter. So leave me alone. But yeah, I'm 19 minutes away from finishing the final episode. I'm not proud of myself to say that I watched the entire series in a week, but I did. I quite literally would wake up, put it on, and then go to sleep at 4 a.m. to it. Literally did nothing. The only day I took off was Sunday. And believe it or not, it wasn't even because of football. I thought it was going to be because of football. But my brother, they're redoing their kitchen, whatever, asked for my help. I'm trying to be a good guy. I go over there. Yeah, it'll take a couple hours. I get there at 11. You'll be able to watch football, whatever. I got home at 5:30. Got home at 5:30. So I watched barely any football, especially the 1 o'clocks. I caught the endings of all the 4 o'clock games, And then I watched until about the third quarter of the Sunday night game. Then I put Game of Thrones back on because, well, it's just, I mean, the game wasn't very good. The Packers suck. They're very bad.
I turned it off right when the fourth quarter started too.
The Packers are not very good.
No.
It's
run the ball. They're going to run the ball though.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah. Usually you do that. You usually do that when you're winning, or to start the game off to set a tone, set up play action. When you're losing by 14, it usually doesn't work. I mean, unless you're the Titans or the Colts of last year. But hey, who am I? I'm not an offensive coordinator. Then again, Packers are what, 3-5 now? Maybe I should be.
Same record as the Bears.
Lost 4 in a row.
Yeah.
4 in a row. Well, all right. How about we get into everything, huh? Because, listen, I heard Josh's many questions for me about my Game of Thrones journey. I said about saying jersey. Journey. Listen, there's going to be a lot of Game of Thrones at the beginning of this episode. We'll put a timestamp somewhere on Josh, when you post the pod.
Mm-hmm.
Put a nice number for the people to skip to when we start talking about everything else.
I will.
But you know whose show this is, Josh?
Ours.
Exactly.
So Game of Thrones, last week you started it, and it's funny because just now that you're so deep into it, last week you were talking about how Bran fell from the tower, and you didn't know who the two in the tower fucking were. And I told you, Cersei, oh, is that her? I'm like, dude, you're gonna know Cersei's face everywhere.
She's everywhere.
She runs shit. But your first impressions of the characters and how they developed, who are the characters you hated first and now you liked, or you liked and then hated?
Well, I mean, I feel like I liked. We'll start with the easy ones. You always liked Jon. Jon was always cool.
Mm-hmm.
Arya was always cool. Yeah, there is something floating around. I don't know if it's a ghost or something, Josh.
It probably is a ghost, but there is a fly. Didn't catch it.
Okay, Miyagi.
I'm like that.
Ed was cool. Rob was cool. The whole Stark family was lit. I mean, Tyrion was always cool.
You like Sansa to start? I hated Sansa from the start.
All right, see, I just knew that she was trying. She was in love. She was naive.
Was she in love though?
I think so at the beginning, the very beginning, and then and then when she finally got to King's Landing and all that, that's when I think she was more just terrified of everything, which pissed me off. The Hound comes and rescues you, and you're like, no, I got to stay. It's my home. I literally would have picked her up and left. I mean, you always hated Cersei. Jaime, I hated. At the end, I liked him.
That's the main character that I thought, you just hate him throughout at first because he thinks he's so badass and all that shit because he killed the king. But he turns out to be a good guy.
Yeah, he was cool. Trying to think.
Who else is there? Joffrey, obviously, hate throughout. How satisfying was that death, man? Just the best.
It was, but it wasn't. Because,
what?
All right, here's my main gripe with this show. All of the people that screw over the Starks don't get killed by them. And it's so frustrating. It is so annoying.
Except Arya. Arya got to kill.
Arya's a demon.
Yeah.
Many face god went out because, at the end of the season, you see her kill. What is his name? I don't remember his name.
The Red Wedding guy, or
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know his name either. Don't care to know.
He kills her, and then the start of the next season, it's him. And I was at first I was like, wait, what the hell? And then I was like, oh, this is wild. And she just kills everybody. And I was like, okay,
gotta get back.
Savage.
Yeah,
absolute savage. So she was always cool.
Did you see the Red Wedding coming when everything started with the wedding?
No, I mean, I thought that it was weird a little bit of wow, I can't believe they're actually just moving on, cool.
Even when his mom pulls up the sleeve and
no, that's what I was gonna say. That's when I knew. I was like, oh.
Even then, I was like, damn, they're gonna arrest them and give them to the Lannisters or something. But not just body them.
Yeah, that you kind of and then she slapped him and I was like, oh, that's not good. And then his girl gets stabbed up and I was like, oh, this isn't gonna end very well.
But you kind of got to think about it, like when he first meets them and everything, that guy first gets introduced, he's like, you guys are pissed on my family and all that. You didn't show up to any of the weddings.
Yeah.
And then it's like, you promised me Rob, and you're going to give me this guy instead? Like,
he was like, I was promised a king, and I get a lord.
Yeah, so you got to expect something.
I will say, to the Sansa hate, you can make a compelling argument in my mind that this entire show happened because of her. The entire show.
Because of who?
Because of Sansa. The entire show. If she, bro, I'm telling you, if she just, I'm trying to, now I got all of it in my head now. I got to go back and repiece it.
Yeah, I'm on season 1 right now. So, like, it starts.
Because, like, she likes Joffrey, whatever. But, like, that's the part. If she and Arya leave, when Eddard tells them to leave, none of it happens. None of it happens. Because then he doesn't really, I'm like, he goes up there talking about, for my daughter's sake, whatever, I'll admit to it. He wouldn't have had to. They wouldn't have been there.
Plus, if
also, why are you sending Jon to the wall, bro?
Jon wanted to go to the wall. He wanted that shit. But he didn't realize what the wall was. He was just like, cool.
Yeah, but Ed did. I would have been like, listen, brother, I'm going to need you at the crib. Because you could also make a compelling argument none of this happens if Jon is there. Because him and Rob in the battlefield, undefeated. No doubt.
Yeah. And also, they don't go that, like, Rob doesn't go that deep into war if Arya and Sansa leave and then they bring them to Rob.
See, exactly.
They go back to Winterfell. You're right. They go back to Winterfell. They game plan the fans together.
See?
Yeah. So,
you can make a compelling argument Sansa created Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
But I will say, that scene of her wedding with Bolton literally makes my skin crawl. I get, so mad at, the part that I'm talking about, or Theon in the room. Like, so mad. It's not healthy how sickening it makes me.
Who do you hate worse, Joffrey or Ramsay?
I think Ramsay because he actually did it.
Right. Joffrey
kept saying he was going to do it.
Yeah.
Blah, blah. Nah, he actually smashed.
Yeah.
I can't say the real word because we're going to get taken down, and that's awful. But, and I was like, for that quick second, I was like, oh, Theon's going to finally do it. He's going to step up. And then he didn't. And I was like, oh, see, now he's got to die. Yeah. And at the end, you kind of like Theon again, though.
I know. Theon's character it goes from like, who is this guy?
You despise him. Then you like him again.
Yeah, his death was, kind of honorable, I guess. He didn't
go out. Who am I to keep a grudge?
Yeah. What'd you think about the long night, though, the fight? I thought,
see, here's my only problem. My only problem is that I knew what happened.
Oh, yeah.
That was literally the only scene that I had seen from the show. It was Arya killing the Night King. But here's the thing: you kind of in the moment while you're watching, I still did kind of forget it.
Mm-hmm.
But I still in the back of my head, I still knew it was going to happen. But they still make everything very intense. And here's my other thing: I'm a little confused about. I'm literally 20 minutes away from ending the show, and you brought this up when we were texting that maybe because when you had to watch it in order, it's like this. What's there to complain about? Why did everybody hate the last season?
People don't like Bran being king. They didn't. I don't know. They just really didn't like the last season at all. They didn't like Daenerys getting got. There's a lot of things.
I mean, her character are a little disappointing. But I see it's a little disappointing, but you see it coming the whole time.
Right. I wouldn't even call it. I think it's a good arc. She goes from
that's right. I feel all right. Maybe the ending, I should say, because you root for the whole show.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, let me tell you something. Dragons are cool as shit.
Yeah,
that might be the best part of the show. Honestly,
they're badass. Wait till you watch House of Dragons, bro.
Bro, the scene where they were chained up and they were going to get the Unsullied, and she was like, "Nah, that's lit."
When she says their cars, bro, every time it's hype, bro. It's hype
every time.
The best. But then the Night King gets a dragon too. Takes a dead one.
I said that. I said, "Damn, the Night King got a dragon now." Let me look at some of my tweets. Let me see if.
What did you think about Bran being king? Is that who you like? You're okay?
No, I thought it would be Jon.
Right. That's that. You think after he kills Daenerys, like he's just gonna take the throne?
Yeah,
Like, that's just,
or somehow Sansa would get it.
I think it makes sense for Bran to be king though. Like he can see all the past, he can see shit coming, and he
Yeah,
can't fight, so you don't got to worry about him dying in war. He's gonna be heavily protected all the time.
yeah.
So I think it makes sense, but obviously it's not as satisfying because it's like Jon Snow, the king of the North, like he should be running this shit.
Like
He
I
can run
said,
a
I don't know
dragon.
what happens in these last 19 minutes, but I just got to the part where John's about to go onto the ship with the Unsullied. I have it paused right now.
I don't even remember how it all ends.
I'm gonna watch the last, probably 12 minutes because I assume the last little bit is credits. But let me go through my tweets here. See what I was really messing with. A lot of damn. I tweeted a lot. I don't.
Yeah.
I guess I.
I'm glad you did the thread though, so I didn't have to just.
You know what? There's a couple people that have said that they liked the thread and made it worth it for me. Made it worth it.
I like it.
Yeah, Daenerys tweet at the end of season 1 when she goes into the hut. That was cool.
I've got to watch that tonight. Yeah, that's badass.
They
So
get
she
the
walks
eggs.
out the flames and all that.
And I mean, and here's the other thing: like the common sense always annoys me, but I can't say it for this show because it annoys me in every show and every movie. Like, there's 4 people going after the Lannisters, 4 different kingdoms, just band together.
But they like low key at the beginning, they don't even really know that the Targaryens are alive. The Lannisters and the people there are the only ones that know. But they do eventually. You can't rush it, and they all come together eventually.
I know, but it's still like, all right, really? Oh, that's another one. Loved when Baelish died.
Yeah,
huge fan, scumbag.
Man's a bomb. He's a bomb.
Hated him.
What do you think about?
I'm sure I'm supposed to like Sam.
You wait. What'd you say?
I said I'm sure I'm supposed to like Sam.
You don't like Sam?
No,
Tarly?
I found him incredibly annoying.
Samwell Tarly, the first man to kill a White Walker.
I found him incredibly boring and annoying.
He's the best, dude.
He's a bitch.
He is bitch made, but he still killed Walker.
Nah,
he killed a White Walker.
It was cool.
On a 1v1 too.
True. I don't know. He just wasn't that whole thing. I think maybe my low point might have been the whole religious cult thing. Wasn't a fan.
Yeah, that shit was so annoying. Just because why did they listen to them?
I just wanted. That's what I'm saying.
It made no sense.
I just wanted it to end so bad.
Blew them all up though. What's that? What was it called? Like what's the green stuff?
Something. Oh my god! I should know that. I've literally been watching it for the last week. Willow's
Dragon's Bane or something like that?
Dragon's Breath?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
That show's fire.
That was cool.
What did you think about Tommen, Joffrey's little brother, when he becomes king and he's jumps out the window? That was kind of.
I had to have missed that.
Really? That's a whole thing.
Because is it the last episode of that season that he does it?
I don't remember when it was.
Because I feel like I missed it. Because I feel like
it's right. It's like right after Cersei does what she did, like blew everyone up. He sees it that his wife is dead and everything, and then he hops out.
I low-key might have blinked or been looking at something else when he does.
It was pretty quick.
Because I just remember the next episode being like, oh, he jumped out of a window, and I was like, that's weird. What, they just wrote him off the show like that?
It must have been the very, very end. You see it. I'm pretty sure that's how the episode ends. So you might have just.
I literally might have just missed it. Very, very fair. Yeah, I mean there was a lot of Jamie when his hand got cut off. That was fun.
You like Brienne? Brianna Toss?
Of course. How could you not like Brienne? She was fire.
Hound. You hated him at first, then you start to like him.
Of course. Yeah. I don't even think I ever really hated him.
I think at the beginning, because I forgot, like at the very beginning, when Arya first gets to King's Landing and she's training with the dude and the dog attacks Joffrey and he walks back with the dead kid on his horse. I'm like, I forgot that happened. I kind of hate the Hound for that. But
I was a little disappointed to get more direwolf content.
I know. The wolves are badass, dude.
Especially when Arya came back and was in the woods and like the whole pack was there. Mm-hmm. I low-key thought at the long night they were all going to come back and like save her somehow. Yeah, I was waiting for it.
at the red wedding. Like it was sad watching Rob and his mom die, but when they killed him, it's
unbelievable.
So sad.
Oh, Theon's uncle Scum hated him. He was so annoying.
Yeah, he was a bum.
Could not wait for him to die.
He was a bum straight from the beginning.
Varys, I couldn't tell if I liked Varys or not.
He's just kind of stirring shit up, but like it never really fucks with the people you like as much.
Yeah, like
it's just to keep
Littlefinger messes with people you liked.
Yeah,
Varys is just kind of like, oh, I have information.
He just likes to be like on top. Like he likes to be one of the main people. Like, hey, if you need something, I'm him. Or Littlefinger's like, I'm gonna mess with your mind a little bit.
When the what is it, the wildlings? When they attacked the wall, that was cool.
I think it's funny how the main wildling dude is just in love with Brienne.
Nah, that was funny.
Obsessed.
That was funny. He's like, I want to make giant babies. No, it was a good show. It was it was well worth the watch. I was a little skeptical that it might not have been, but it was worth it.
Watch The Boys next after House of Dragons.
I'll get there. I got to get out of my room every once in a while now.
I get some sunlight for a while.
Bro, I don't even know what grass looks like. I went to school tonight. I said, oh my gosh, that's what the air is like? Interesting.
It's cold out here.
Yeah, I said, wow, the grass, trees, the sun. But yeah, it was the mountain. I wish the Hound lived and just killed the mountain.
When him and
they tackle him out of the tower.
And him and the Mandalorian fight too. Yeah, Pedro. Yeah. He should have just killed him. I was like, come on, bro, you're pushing it too much.
It's also a little touchy a subject because they're all very young in the show. They're all obviously overage in real life. So I'll say this in terms of real life. There's some baddies in this show.
That's what I said. I said that when House of Dragons started. Rhaenyra, it's like she plays a 15-year-old, but she's 20 years old. Okay, she's a grown woman.
Like, bro, you got Daenerys bad. I think Sansa's valid as shit.
Yeah.
You almost are disappointed she doesn't have a scene, you know?
I was very pissed we saw Arya's titties. Very pissed about it.
Yeah, that one freaked me out.
I was like, come on, dude. Like, no.
It freaked me out. I was like, bro, she's like 9 in this show.
Yeah, like, I don't want to see
it weird. I tweeted that out. I was like, bro, isn't she like 12?
Yeah, that was not necessary.
Yeah, that was a little strange. But,
Hodor? Do you like Hodor, or was he annoying to you?
No, I liked Hodor. He was, he was the comic relief.
Hold the door.
Nah, bro, that was a cool ass scene.
Yeah,
that was a cool scene.
Yeah, that was
because like you hear it at first and you're like, okay, hold the door, and then like it keeps slowing down so slowly, and I was like,
oh. How pissed were you when Jon died the first time, or the only time he died?
Yeah, I was pretty sick.
That shit was crazy.
I was pretty,
especially because the little kid.
Yeah, like, that little scumbag.
Yeah, but they got too.
Yeah, they did. Love a good hanging. Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't know how many other big moments. The first battle.
There's so many.
The first battle was cool.
Mm-hmm.
The Melisandre was weird as hell. The first time she took that necklace off and was like 95, I was like, all right.
Oh yeah, the witch lady.
Ugh, yeah. She's saggy ass titties.
Yeah, like what?
I was like, you guys really had to get somebody's grandmother to play this part.
Stannis probably saw that. He's like, that's who I've been laying with, bro. Like, what?
Like, it was interesting. All right, listen. 24 minutes. That's the mark that we got to make in the show when we start talking about everything else. But hey, like we said before, it's our show. So let's get into everything. And we'll just jump right into the Monday Night Football game. We got the Bengals and the Browns. Are the Browns the home team in this one? I can't remember, honestly. Yeah, the Browns are home. I believe that they've won like 7 out of the last 8 or something against them. It's one of those crazy numbers, and Chubb is averaging close to like 200. Or I saw something that the last like 3 games, Chubb has gone completely off against them. So I'm very interested. That might be a little side bet. I haven't bet in a long time. Like I was doing the risk-free parlay every Thursday, and I just stopped doing it. I never hit on any of them.
I've basically been done with football. It's just even college unpredictable at this point. NFL for sure.
Bro, yeah, this is the weird NFL year. Like that's the thing. We say this every single year. Like last year, was the weirdest year ever because there were certain, like because of the Bengals. Like that was so weird. No, like this year you can consider weird.
Both New York teams are fire.
Why are the Seahawks good? Yeah. Why are the Giants and Jets lost? But I mean, okay, Miyagi
missed them again.
But like the Giants are 6-2.
The Jets are
5-3. Like that doesn't make any sense.
Packers suck. Bucks suck. Like
yeah.
Like
listen, I thought the Eagles would be improved 7-0 now.
Yeah. Vikings too. One loss.
Yeah. One loss. I mean, listen, I picked them to become in last in division because I thought the division would be very good. Did not think the Raiders would be 2-4?
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah, shut out. I saw, and it's one of those cherry pick stats that I absolutely hate. It's like, when the weather is 35.7 degrees and the roof is a third of whatever. But it was like, this is the first time in NFL history that a team who had just given up 34 points played a team that scored 34 points, and that team got shut out. So it was like one of those stupid cherry pick stats.
Yeah.
But it's still like, damn, they gave up 34 last week, and you guys scored 34, and you didn't do literally anything the entire game. And trust me, I know. Because you know how much I lost my fantasy game by? I think about 10 points. Because,
I lost by like...
I have a triple stack because I thought Carr was going to be good. So I had Carr 1.64 points, I believe. I have Devontae Adams. I think he had 1.3 points. And I started Darren Waller because the entire week leading up to the game, he's questionable. He's going to play. The night before, I literally looked, questionable. He's going to play.
That's been Rashad Bateman and Lazard for me all year.
Well, I mean, Bateman played but then got hurt. Waller never played.
I know.
And that was the thing that annoyed me too, because like usually I usually do set my lineups, and like even in the leagues I don't care about, I'm still pretty good about it. Because who doesn't like to win? But I was at my brother's, so like it wasn't even like a thought in my head. Like I had looked at my lineup the night before and I thought I had said everything. Oh, I have a hair in my mouth. Ew. But I looked like later on in the day, and that's when I noticed it, and I was like, this is the most annoying thing ever. And then I got really mad because it said I was going to lose. And then the end of the game, Dameon Pierce gets that receiving touchdown. And I was within 2 points of the kid I was playing. And I had Dameon Pierce and the San Francisco defense left, and he had Terry. Ew, bro, I can't get hair out of my mouth.
I got to sneeze. This is not a good part.
But he and like obviously they were all playing at the same time, but I was 2 points away. And I think that's and then Scary Terry got that like long pass that got him to the 1 yard line. So like at that point I knew I was gonna lose. But like if I had never gotten that Dameon Pierce touchdown, I would have been even better, because then it's like, okay, you lost by like 25. I lost by like 10, and that was because Waller and my bench too, the most frustrating thing ever. Like, and I don't even think anybody can really blame me for my bench because of my starters. But like I had so I started McCaffrey. We're gonna have to talk about that.
I'd rather not. I'd just rather not.
Yeah, it's sad times. But like on my bench, I had Ramondre Stevenson. He got me 21. Rondell Moore. He's just on 23 points. I had Foreman on my bench, 31 points. Like if I play literally any of them,
you gotta start Deontay the rest of the season, bro. You think
a dog? Because like, all right, but like because you gotta listen to the lineup. So I think I might have to just go and get a new quarterback, even though I would like the triple stack. And you would think if Carr's throwing touchdowns, it would be to Adams or Waller. Apparently not. But I got McCaffrey, Dameon Pierce, Tyreek, Devontae, and then Amon-Ra St. Brown. Like, there's not a lot of places to start people here.
That's true.
And, like, Pierce is the clear number one. Obviously, McCaffrey's never coming out of the lineup, although I guess they have a bye next week, so I guess he is.
Deontay's going to get 22 carries a game, and he will start.
So, Devontae, he'll play next week for McCaffrey. But, like, so frustrating. 1.94 points for Carr. 1.2 for Adams, 0 for Waller. Like, how many did – even if Let's see. I lost 117 to 124. What is that? How many points is that exactly? I have to know right now. 124
to 117.
124.54 minus 117.9. I'm going to be, Josh, I'll be sick if this math works right now. I'm going to be tight. 1 point. I hate it here.
Tough.
If I knew Waller isn't playing, I have Robert Tonyan on my bench.
Oh, no.
Robert Tonyan scored 8.5. I would have won.
Tough.
And I literally, the only reason he started is because I hate my brother. Hate him. He owes me now. If I lose this league, he owes me my cover fee. Oh my God, that is so annoying. I cannot believe, I shouldn't even have looked. Shouldn't have looked. But we're off topic once again into my fantasy worries. But the game tonight. I got the damn, I don't know. Jamar's out. That came out of nowhere. 4 to 6 weeks with the hip thing. Yeah, he's out 4 to 6 weeks. You didn't know that?
I didn't see that.
Oh yeah, 4 to 6 weeks with that. I got a little hip flexor, I think. Came out like it was mad random. Like I think he like kind of limped in the game on Sunday, but I don't think it came out until like Tuesday or Wednesday. Like it was weird. Like it just came out of nowhere. At least to me. I mean, maybe if you were locked into that team, like you would have, you know, it could have been reported or something like that. But I did not see that coming. Jamar's out. I mean, but they still got Higgins and Boyd and Burrows looks and I think the Bengals bucked the trend. They beat the Brownies, and it'll probably be because Jacoby Brissett throws another bad interception. I've never seen – he's almost Wentz-like. He's worse than Wentz, but like –
Is he?
I think he is. He'll make a play like that scramble where he escaped like 2 sacks, runs to the first down, and then the next play he throws an interception in the end zone.
And it's just like an interception.
Yeah, and it's just like, can you please just erase one thing from what you do as a football player, and you would be so good.
Yeah.
Like if you could just it's so weird. It's like with certain quarterbacks too. Like if you could adjust one little thing, they could literally be the best quarterback in the league. Like if you take away Wentz's stupid decisions, great arm talent. Remember that pass he made to Terry in the corner of the end zone?
Yeah.
Everybody was going crazy about. You had quarterbacks tweeting, there's only 2 people that can make this throw and blah blah. Like man. We talk about what ifs a lot. I really want to know what happens if he doesn't tear his ACL, because he was never the same after it. He just didn't move around. Like I feel like he was scared.
It's also weird though, because like that same season, he's going off. Like he was
the MVP.
Yeah. So it's kind of like did the injury reduce his confidence, or was he so overconfident that now he makes those plays because he had those moments?
Well, I think the injury ruined it a little bit, because I think we're both kind of right that like he was so good at one point that he's like, oh yeah, I can do this again. But it's also like the injury, I feel like it made him like scared to be mobile and like move out of the pocket.
And get it out quicker than he has to sometimes.
Yeah, like he gets it out a little quick. Like the decisions are just bad. So like I wonder if it never happens, if it's like, okay, there's that pass over the middle with 2 people there that I probably shouldn't make, or I could, escape a little scramble 6 yards, keep the chains moving. I'll pass it over the middle instead. I like the ACL. I like it intact. Big fan of that. So, man, and then like if you could change that about him, I don't think Jacoby would be great. Christian, you just missed a 25-minute conversation about Game of Thrones.
You did.
You have to listen back to the podcast. The Game of Thrones begins at about 5 minutes, I'd say. It ends at 24 minutes. So we had a long conversation.
Who else is like that, though? Like Wentz?
Man, if you could just change one thing. Bro, honestly, and I hate him for obvious reasons, like imagine if Eli just didn't have all those interceptions all the time.
Yeah.
Like Eli would have been an all-time great. Those 2 Super Bowl runs, plus he doesn't lead the league in interceptions like 5 times.
If they could figure it out the way Geno has, like Geno was so bad in his career up to this point.
Yeah.
And it was a lot because of the turnovers, forced throws, and now he's one of the most like well taken care of the ball, accurate quarterbacks in the league. So, I mean, other than him, I don't know. Maybe if Justin Herbert didn't have Brandon Staley, that'd be one cool thing.
Bro, I want him fired so bad because like we're getting into the like he's too good but doesn't do this conversation, and it annoys me.
Yeah.
You know, it is funny how it worked though, because I'm sure if it was somebody I didn't like, I would be using it. But I like Justin Herbert, so I make excuses.
Cam.
Yeah, you know, Josh Allen is everything we wish Cam Newton was.
He is just Cam Newton, just more accurate, which is the only thing that was missing from Cam.
It missed about,
and he took a lot of hits.
It missed about 47% of the time.
So, what else? Done doing that forever.
No more Cam Newton debates on this program.
He's not in the league, bro. Leave him alone. Leave him alone.
True. Yeah, I don't know. That was a fun little conversation though. Because like there's a few people like around the league that you could look at too. Like if you just stop McCaffrey's injuries for those 2 years, he's probably a Hall of Famer already.
There's a lot of football. Like RG3, who knows what he would have been without injuries. Luck is
Luck might be. Have you ever seen one decision screw a franchise more?
No.
Like even Jordan retiring. They still went to the playoffs.
Yeah, like, they were a very good team.
Luck retired, and it was like they had one season of Phillip Rivers where they went 10-6.
I mean, you read the list last week of all the quarterbacks that have gone through.
They suck. Like, oh my God, he set them back. So, what was it? The last preseason game, right? Like the Thursday of the last preseason. Like it was the last week of the preseason. He retired.
It was Schefter again too. He didn't want to say it yet, and Schefter announced it right after the game.
No, he announced it during the game, remember? Because he got booed off the field.
Yeah.
Marcus Dupree, best that never was. Why does that sound so familiar?
Who is that?
Amazing 40-40. I think you mean 30 for 30. Maybe. I hope. I got Marcus
Dupree. Where are these supplies coming from, dude? Go.
You know who else? Brian Shazier.
Brian Shazier for sure. Luke Kuechly.
Yeah. You know, he was on our boy Troy Wingo's podcast, Half Forgotten History. Yeah, Half Forgotten History. I fell asleep to it last night. Not because it's boring. I fall asleep to podcasts nightly. I need something to listen to. But, you know. I mean, talk about a round way to get back to it, but, like, who you got for the game tonight, Josh?
Yeah, I mean, I'll go with the Bengals, too. You know, I think that Jamar Chase is going to scare people away from picking the Bengals and betting on them, but Tyler Boyd is a dog, too. He was the guy there before. Is T. Higgins, is he good to go?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, they'll be all right. Joe Mixon's going to have a monster night, too, against that defense. And, you know, it's against Jacoby. You know, Chubb's going to do what Chubb does regardless. He's been doing it for years now. But the quarterbacks hold them back, and it's what's happening. So, yeah, I'll go with the Bengals, too. They're good in primetime. They're good in primetime.
The Bengals?
Yeah, they're good in primetime.
I saw something that I thought they had lost their last, 12.
They beat Tua in them. Well, Tua got hurt. They beat them. Mm-hmm. Didn't they beat the Ravens, too?
Or maybe it's the Browns that are 0-12 in their last whatever prime time. I saw something about tonight's game that somebody is 0-12 in their last whatever. Maybe it was the Bengals on Monday night, if that's possible.
But the Bengals won this year. Oh, Monday night? That might have been a Thursday night game.
They're 0-12 in prime time. Yeah,
but they beat the Dolphins this year.
Maybe we don't. Is Thursday?
So that's impossible. Maybe before that they were. Maybe
I don't listen. That is true. You're making a great point right here. So I need to. We have to figure out who posted that because it was like a legitimate site. So I don't know.
They definitely beat the Dolphins. So.
No, they did. That's the game too. Got hurt. You know, everything happened with him. What the hell? Maybe it might just be. Maybe it's Monday Night Football.
Christian, you're talking about Marcus Dupree. Who's the guy from Ohio State that was also really good, but Like it didn't work out for him in the draft either. There's like a documentary on that too. I can't remember his name.
Oh, that's what it is. 0-12 in their last 12 road primetime games. There we go. We've got it all figured out now. Everybody stay calm.
But that's also like, how many years is that over? Like that's...
Yeah, because I mean, before last year, how many primetime games were the Bengals getting?
Right. Like, was Andy Dalton on primetime 3 times a year? I don't think so.
I don't know.
And when they were getting thrown to the better teams.
Yeah, they were.
I don't know. I'm still taking them. I think they're good.
Yeah, I'm taking them as well.
Shutting down that record too. Whatever the Browns thing was over them and all that. Just changing all that.
Yeah, I think they're 6-7 against them in the last 7, I believe. I think that's what the stat was. We got a trade in the NFL as we move on. Roquan Smith is headed over to the Ravens. I believe it was a 2nd and a 5th round pick. Is that what I saw?
Yep.
And I think
AJ Klein, Panthers legend.
And then I think who's paying the rest of his salary?
The Bears are paying like 4.5, and then the Ravens are paying like 500.
Just a tragedy.
Sorry, Clayton. Sorry about it.
Yeah, it's tough out here. Beat the Pats though. Kicked our ass.
Hey.
Yeah. 4th round? I thought it was a 5th. You sure?
Yeah, because they got a 4th for Roquan. I mean, not Roquan, Robert Quinn. And then it's a 2nd and a 5th for Roquan.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely moving their defensive guys.
Listen, I'll say this. I know Clayton's not going to want to hear it, but Justin Fields looked pretty good these past couple games.
I'll also say this. $100 million in cap space next season. $100 million.
Couple seconds, couple 4s, couple 5ths.
And they have their first.
I was told that's a fleece for a player. That's a good return is what I was told.
2 seconds from the Bears for DJ? Who says no?
Leave us alone. It's 2 firsts now. He had 6 catches under 52 yards.
And a helmet takeoff.
Price of the brick went up.
And a helmet takeoff. That's
we'll talk about it.
I know we will. I keep seeing your tweets. It makes me laugh.
Stupid.
Let me know. What you say? Fields looked incredible. I'm all the way back in. By the way.
Good. See, Clayton, there is a positive.
Well, he was out on the Bears.
He was out of sports for a little bit, after the Mariners loss, and then the Bears just kind of do whatever they're doing. He wasn't in the best of spots, but Fields bringing him back a little bit.
The Mariners one was tough. That was tough. 18 innings for nothing. And game 1, that was
tough.
That was tragedy. Yeah, I mean, you like this for the Ravens. Why not? Yeah, another piece on defense.
They needed linebackers.
I was going to say.
Queen sucks.
They've blown, what, 4 double-digit leads in the 4th quarter already?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Like after their first 2 losses, they were only trailing by a total of like 14 seconds.
I think it was their first 4 losses. They trailed by a total of 1 minute and 13 seconds.
Yeah, that's insane.
Like, how is that even possible? So you obviously get him and you shore up the defense. Like, I also hate the fact, though, that you only bring it on the defense. Like, the Ravens just didn't score in the second half of those games either. So
I'm surprised they weren't going after
defense,
Robbie Anderson.
But it's just like, damn, you guys couldn't score for us?
I was surprised they didn't go after Robbie Anderson or Tony, because Tony kind of fits what Hollywood did for them for a while. So kind of shocked to see that. I
mean, hey, Odell's still out there. Brandon Cooks is being talked a lot.
Yeah, Queen is garbage. That's a
yeah, wasn't he good his rookie year? What happened?
I don't know if he was good. He showed potential, but he is bad, very bad. Getting blown up by everybody.
It's not what you want, some would say.
No, not exactly.
Huh.
Shaq Mason was manhandling that man. Was it Thursday night?
Very good. Yeah, it was Thursday. Bucks are terrible.
Yeah, that's a tough scene over there.
That first drive of the game looked so good.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, it was just like, okay, never mind.
But Brady's mind was not on that game.
No, it was not. Morning, it was on the Warriors.
What are your thoughts about that? How you feeling for your boy?
Yeah, sucks. You don't like to see people go through that.
No.
It's a cruel world. It's a cruel world, though, because did you see how many people are, like, just absolutely giddy about it?
Yeah.
Like, it's a terrible place. Yeah, like, you're kind of weird.
Like, we get it. They're celebrities. You talk about them all the time, but that's still like
happy at the fact it happened.
Yeah,
like, I feel like I feel like, listen, I also feel like you're weird if you pay that much attention to any celebrity anyway. Like, I pay attention to a lot of sports. I don't really care about, I shouldn't say I don't really care about the people playing the sports. That sounds terrible. But, like, I don't care about their personal life. Yeah, I don't care about their personal life that much. Literally could care less. Unless they're terrible people, then, you obviously want to know so you don't support them. But, like, if Jalen Hurts broke up with his girl tomorrow, I wouldn't be like, oh, let's go. I'm so happy. Like, you're kind of weird.
Yeah, that's weird. That's Twitter troll activity.
That's that E-News. I follow E-News type of person on IG.
It's kind of disappointing, though. Like, you think he's retiring after this year?
I mean, hey, now that you don't got the cuffs on.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he might come back next year now that, like, he'll get his mind right in the offseason and throw 55 touchdowns, 5,000 yards next year.
I mean, yeah. And you could have said maybe he'll just go to the Dolphins where he wanted to be, but Tua is the only quarterback in the league with an over 100 QBR.
Really?
Yeah. Choosing your job over your wife after being worth 9 figures and having
isn't that like
a stupid idiot move?
That is stupid stuff.
I disagree though.
That's also GOAT activity.
It's not even that, but it's just like you only have a certain amount of time to be an athlete.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, I want to do it as long as I can.
But he also achieved everything. It's been 20 plus.
No, for sure. For sure. And like a lot of she put her career on the back burner for him, blah blah.
But she had bread already.
I think she's still worth more money than him.
Yeah, because she's still racking in money from other things, I'm sure. Royalties and whatnot.
Oh, look at Christian now that he's a dad. Your kids are only kids for so long. Look at this guy. Listen. Tom's home during the weekdays.
Appreciate you, Clayton.
Yeah, you have a good one there, brother. Hey, listen, Brady's there during the week. I'm sure he still
Is he though? Is he though?
Sure, he still sees him.
She getting the kids for sure. So,
I mean, hey, this is true. That's usually how it works, though.
Yeah, that's pretty much the way she goes.
That is the way.
You ever watch Trailer Park Boys?
No, I've always seen it. Never interested me.
Hilarious show. It's the way she goes.
It always looks very odd to me.
It is. It's a very odd show.
There's some other trades that haven't happened that are on the potential of happening, and I find a lot of them very interesting.
When's trade deadline? Like what day?
I think it's Thursday.
Thursday.
Is it? I don't know. Maybe it's Thursday or Wednesday. Because I mean, it would
gotta
make
be
more
this week.
sense. Yeah, it is this week. It would make more sense that it's Wednesday because I mean, like, not that it would happen, but like if you have a Thursday night game, like the player could technically be on your team. But it's tomorrow. Interesting. But I mean, listen, there's some trades out there that are being talked about. The Brandon Cooks is supposed to be on the way out. I've seen
Why does Brandon Cooks get traded so much?
I don't know. Like, he's never in one spot for very long, and I think he has like 8,000. No, not 8, but he has
a 1,000-yard season with every team he's played for.
Yeah.
Like, why is he getting traded? Like, he's good. Might be the contract, I guess, but he's producing.
I mean, yeah, but you're going to give the money to a different wide receiver anyway.
Like, the Patriots trading him confused the shit out of me.
Yeah, you're telling me. He died in that Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That was tough. That was a turning point. We could have used him real bad. Then again, we did put up 40.
Small flex. 40 in the Super Bowl? Can't relate.
And lost.
Can't relate. Oh, I caught it.
In your hand?
Yeah.
Okay.
On my finger.
Interesting.
Bug's always chasing flies.
Oh, yeah? How's Bug doing? I haven't seen him in a while.
He's an ornery little dude. He's a little crazy. Okay. He's still bugging.
Good to know.
I thought about having candy to hand out tonight, but they just get bug instead. He'd just run out and lick them. So
we don't have trick-or-treaters in this establishment.
Really?
All the driveways in my development, like 400 feet long.
Oh yeah, not walking up those.
No, it's not happening. I think we've gotten like I might have seen maybe 2 trick-or-treaters in my entire 22 years in this house.
Really?
Yeah, And I think the one time I saw them come, they drove a truck up our driveway.
We've always lived in areas where there's a lot of trick-or-treaters.
We used to always go to my nan's house.
Trick-or-treating.
It was always a good time. But
what's the best candy to get out trick-or-treating? Like when you
know
see
what,
it?
Josh? I was going to ask you this because I've done it with my other two co-hosts, not with you, because we had a 25-minute Game of Thrones conversation.
True.
If you listen real quick, don't even have to discuss them. Your top 5 candies in the Halloween spirit.
I don't think I could put them in order because it really depends on what mood I'm in and what I'm feeling. Reese's Cups, obviously up there.
Number 1 for me.
I like Babe Ruth. Those are good. Very, very good. Twix are definitely
That's my number 2.
A Snickers, too.
That's my number 3.
Yeah, I like peanuts in there.
Good Jolly Rancher.
Yeah, if we're talking like sweeter candy, I mean, I'm a Nerds guy, honestly. I'm
not a fan.
I'm a big fan of Nerds.
I don't really like hard candy or gummy candy. I really just like chocolate or.
See, I'm not into gummy candy either, but I'm also not into like heavy chocolate either. Like it's got to be caramel in there.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
Like what's it? Three Musketeers, fire too.
I like a good Butterfinger as well.
Butterfinger, yeah, but I don't know. That always gets stuck in my teeth.
Oh, absolutely, they do.
It tastes good, but that part's annoying.
Hershey's is always good. Little Kisses.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. See, that's too much chocolate for me. I don't know.
Hershey Kisses?
It's because I don't know. When it's just all chocolate, I can't get with it.
Interesting. So you don't like hot chocolate?
Hot chocolate I love. Because
Really?
it's liquid form.
True.
Very good. But like Hershey's, I mean, not good. Just not good. Dark chocolate's disgusting.
No, dark chocolate. I don't understand how people eat it. I know it's healthy for you.
Yeah,
apparently.
But it's gross.
It's awful.
Yeah,
it's terrible.
I'd rather eat a carrot.
Carrot cake? How you feel about that?
Love carrot cake.
Big fan of carrot cake. One of my favorite cakes.
I think my favorite cake, probably cheesecake. Cheesecake's up there.
Yeah, I almost don't consider cheesecake a cake, even though cake is in the word.
We've talked about it before. I don't know what makes a pie, and a cake because it's pumpkin pie, it's cheesecake, but they're made in the same thing.
I just don't. It's like its own category. Like it's not a cake or a pie. It's just cheesecake to me.
Then shouldn't pumpkin pie be in that category too?
No, but
the same way. It's just pumpkin.
But it has the crust around the edge.
So does cheesecake.
No, it doesn't have like the over top crust. You know what I mean?
It can.
I've never seen. I've never seen it.
That's the kind I eat.
Really?
It can have it on the side.
Interesting.
But I've only ever really had homemade cheesecake. So.
Really?
Mm-hmm. My sister makes a really nice cheesecake.
So I'll give you my address. You got a nice little food safe delivery box. And you send it on over.
You sent me some of Nan's food.
Listen, I had a nice fat bowl of penny alla vodka last night.
Of what?
Penny alla vodka.
What's that?
You know, a vodka sauce?
Don't know.
That's so disappointing. Like you don't know what vodka sauce is?
Vodka sauce?
Yeah.
No.
Bolognese.
What?
You know what a bolognese sauce is?
No, you're not speaking English, bug guy.
No, that's crazy. We got to get you out more, brother.
Let's just go with some gabagool, or
I mean, hey, we got gabagool as well. Don't get it twisted.
No.
Wow, that's foreign to me. Whatever. Like I was saying, there's some of the trades that might happen that I'm kind of interested in. I keep hearing that, Kamara rumors. I don't think it happens.
His tweets send me off though. Like his tweets make me feel like.
Yeah, I didn't see him.
He's tweeted. Today he tweeted like a yawning emoji. Like he tweeted something the other day too.
I mean,
they're kind of confusing, but they also make me feel like.
Well, I don't think he's the one that wants to be traded though.
But I don't really think the Saints want to either. It's just if the offer is good enough.
Well, then again, yeah, I think they beat the piss out of the Raiders, and like I heard a report last week that if they had lost that game, they were going to start selling off some people, but obviously they won.
And he played amazing.
Oh, unbelievable. There were a lot of really good like position performers this week.
Oh yeah,
like the quarterbacks were all right, but like
McCaffrey quarterback of the week because there were no games where it was like this guy balled out.
I mean, Tua had a really good game.
Yeah, but even then, it wasn't like there were some other guys I think could have argued better game.
So. Hurts had a good game.
Hurts did have a good game.
But like position player wise, it was like AJ Brown 3 touchdowns, Foreman 3 touchdowns, McCaffrey had one of each. Kamara had his day.
96 yards receiving, I think, for Kamara.
Derrick Henry went crazy.
Yeah.
Like there was a lot of good like individual player performances instead of like quarterbacks. I feel like that's how the season is though.
Yeah.
Like a lot of different positions I feel like are striving, and like no quarterback is like if there was ever a year a quarterback didn't win the MVP, couldn't you see it being it this year? Like if.
But who would it be?
What if like the rest of the year McCaffrey averages like 170 yards, all total yards?
Who's the front runner? Josh Allen, Hurts?
Yeah, probably.
Mahomes?
I would say it's probably Allen, Hurts, and Mahomes.
I think the only guy that if he continues just having a monster year and his team continues to do what they're doing is Saquon. I think he's the only one that could be up there.
Really?
If the Giants are that good and he goes for 1,600 yards this year or something, like 700 receiving or something crazy. It's got to be crazy because Adrian Peterson was the last one. And
that's the problem. I think you have to break a record or have a down year in quarterback play to win an award if you're not a quarterback.
Who's even the last guy that we thought like he should be?
I thought Kupp should have won, not one MVP, but should have gotten some votes. And I think he was the first wide receiver to get a vote since like Randy Moss in that 2007 season.
Derrick Henry going for 2K and not getting any votes too was kind of crazy.
Because wasn't that the year that was that Mahomes' year?
I think it was the year after. Who won it in 19?
Because last year was Rodgers.
He did that in 2020, I think.
Last year was Rodgers. The year before that was
Rodgers went back to back.
Oh yeah, back to back. And then
so
it was Rodgers the year before that.
It might have been Lamar's year. So it's tough when a quarterback has a monster year. You're just
exactly like they're just too in control of the offense to like.
And the fact that wins are a quarterback stat,
and the fact that they can get receiving,
or
not receiving, they can get passing and rushing.
Like Hurts and Allen, like their rushing stats are going to be huge for the MVP race.
Like you got to have a crazy year.
McCaffrey's 2019 could have been argued. He had a monster year that year.
Yeah. What do you have? Like 1,000 receiving and rushing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's wild.
But we sucked. That was the problem.
Exactly.
Kyle Allen.
What was that?
Good times. Just some good times back then.
Not so good times for you this weekend, though. You put the Panthers were robbed on this.
We were
on this here graphic. For the people that don't know, why don't you tell them what happened? Because, like I said, I saw people tweeting about the game. I didn't know what happened until I went back and watched it.
Yeah, when your team sucks for a while, or you're just not used to success, we were 2-5 heading into this game, and the division's on the line. Like, hey, I was hyped for it, more hyped than I've been for a game in a long time because it could have been a glimmer of hope. The Bucks, who knows how good they're going to be rest of the year. We take first place now, rack up a couple more wins. We have a win over everyone in the division too. We would have won. And the defense showed up pretty early. Atlanta only had one good drive the whole first quarter. Mariota started like 5 for 10. He threw a pick on his second pass. And our offense wasn't really moving the ball, but we found the end zone. We went up 10-7, had the ball. And there was 56 seconds left in the first half. We throw a pick six. I don't really blame PJ too much for it. It was just a great play by Lorenzo Carter. He's like 6'2". It's hard to throw a fading screen pass over a 6'2" guy when you're 5'10". So it was just a great play by him. We get a field goal coming out of half. Eddie Pinheiro hits a 42-yarder. You feel like he's having a pretty good day. He hit a 37-yarder in the first half, hit a 42-yarder, started the second half. Okay, Eddie, keep it going. He's been a beast all year. Zane Gonzalez was our kicker, got injured preseason. Eddie Pinheiro's been really good all year. And then, a couple touchdowns. We traded scores for like 6 straight possessions. Deontay wound up having 3 touchdowns.
Crazy.
And we take the lead 28-24. And then I also tweeted out, giving up a 3rd-round pick for C.J. Henderson is one of the worst trades ever made in NFL history. When there's a really fast guy, like a Tyreek Hill Like Demir Bird, he's a very fast player. That's what he is. He's fast. What do you think is the best way to like guard a guy like that?
We'd probably give him some safety help over the top.
And you probably don't want to like let him get a bunch of separation. Like that's not.
No. You'd probably attempt to jam him at the line.
Yeah, so you'd say like
a good running start wouldn't be good. No.
Yeah, you think 7-8 yards when he's middle of the field, 28 yards down the field. Not a good.
No, some would say that's not what you want.
Yeah, CJ wanted that, and he did it, and he wound up getting a 48-yard touchdown. They took the lead 31-28. PJ takes a sack on 3rd and 19 after some penalties. Our offensive line was not really in it mentally the whole game. They were making a bunch of stupid mistakes. Even Icky, who's been arguably the best left tackle in the league since week 5, made a couple mistakes too. They take the lead. We wound up punting it. And, we went for it, actually. We went for it. 4th and 17. DJ drops a ball that he catches 10 times out of 10. He catches. That's what he does. He caught 4 of them this game, too. Over the middle, guy on his back. Catches those all the time. Drop this one. Hate to see it. They get the ball back. But we do play good defense. Force them to 3. 34-28. But there's only 40-something seconds left. And, I've brought it up a couple times. My game's a little bit behind. My dad watches them live. Mine, a little bit behind. Okay. So I'm sitting here like I'm watching PJ, incomplete, 3rd downs, forever. My dad walks in. He's like, I cannot believe that pass. And I think he's talking about the Bears game. I'm like, yeah, I didn't see it. I'm not watching Red Zone. He's like, no, Carolina. I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, the pass. And I wanted to get mad. I was like, Dad, how many times I got to tell you? My game is behind. You can't spoil this for me every week. It can't keep happening.
Bro, I literally can't look at the group chat.
Literally. I can't go on Twitter. Can't go check my other, fantasy stats or anything during the game.
I'll be watching, and all of a sudden everybody in the group chat's like, oh my gosh, Jamar touchdown. And 2 plays later, Jamar will score a touchdown. I'm like, oh, well, that took that out of it.
I got mad at first, but then I was like, wait. We make a play here, something happens. I see PJ roll out, throw it deep, DJ dive for it. I'm hyped. I'm lit. I don't even see the flag get thrown. I don't even see DJ take the helmet off. All I see next is Eddie Piñeiro's at the fucking midfield. I'm like, what is this extra point? Why is he kicking a 50-yarder? This should be a chip shot extra point for the win. And then listen, I get it. Unsportsmanlike conduct, the no fun league, whatever. It's a Hail Mary. That's a game winner. How are you going to throw a flag on that? That's the game. That's the biggest play you can make in the league is a Hail Mary touchdown. It's the biggest play you can make. So to throw the flag on that and then to let Terry walk up and down the sidelines talking his shit, but because they called timeout, it's okay, I guess. Not unsportsmanlike when there's a timeout called. It's just bullshit. But Eddie misses.
Was he on the sideline?
He was out of bounds. He wasn't on the field.
Who?
DJ. He wasn't on the field. The rule is, and Tony Dungy tweeted it out.
I was hoping you didn't see it, and I was gonna.
Yeah. No, he tweeted. I trust me. All day since the game, it's all I've seen. And I'm kind of annoyed at that. I'm like, guys, I lost 50 on the game, and we lost, so I'm not happy. But. Yeah, he was out of bounds when the flag was thrown. Whatever, blame DJ if you want. Eddie's got to make that kick. Like I said earlier, he made a 37-yarder, made a 42-yarder. And then we go to OT, and CJ Henderson, my most hated player on the team, makes a play.
Nice interception.
Huge pick, takes it all the way to the 20. So then I'm once again like, oh, game over.
Bro, that is the one play that I saw too. I'm at my brother's house, right? And they're doing the countertops and everything like that. I had set my phone up with the Sunday ticket up top of the refrigerator. And I see 33-yard field goal in overtime. And I was like, oh, lit, they're about to win. All I see, it's just tailing and it misses. And I was like, oh my God, you did not just miss a 33-yard field goal.
I was so mad. I was even after the pick, I saw him get to the 20. I'm like, all right. Gave it to Deion. I so wanted because I had it in the back of my mind. I was like, all right, he just shanked that game winner in regulation. This could be a chip shot from the 1-yarder. And if he's in his own head, he could shank it very easily. We've seen it with Blair
Walsh.
Was
it 4th down when they did it?
Huh?
Was it 4th down when they kicked the field goal?
Yeah, we ran it 1st down, 2nd down, 3rd down. I wanted Deontay to break one, just get in the end zone. Don't even make him have to get on the field. And I didn't even have to see the kick because all I saw was a second he kicked the ball. He goes, just put his head on his head. I'm like, no, you didn't. How do you already know? It was heartbreaking. And then Mariota breaks a 30-yard run, gets them inside the 20, and I knew Young Wei Koo was not going to shank it. So it was painful.
Those are the worst. 3 times. Those are the worst when your kicker misses and you're just like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
Just have yours miss too, please.
Yeah, I'm like, can he shank it? This happens all the time. They go back and forth with shanks. I would even accept it a tie.
I don't know if you remember it, and I don't know why I remember it so vividly, but when Brady was suspended, the first game of the year, they played the Cardinals, Jimmy G. They go into overtime. And I think Gostkowski missed. No. The Cardinals kicker missed it to send it into overtime. Then I think Gostkowski missed one. The Cardinals missed another one. And then the Patriots kicked in and made it. And I was like, this is the worst thing I've ever watched in my life. It's so – because you're just like – you hate that you have one job thing, but you have one job. I need you to make the kicks here, guy.
It's a tough job, though.
It is such a tough job.
I tweeted out Eddie Piñeiro's dead to me. I did. It was in the moment. He's not dead to me. He's been good for it. He's the only reason we were in a lot of those games early in the year with Fat Rule and everybody. So it's
a Fat Rule.
Who? Why would you call him that?
That's crazy.
What do you call him?
I can't believe you would say something like that.
Yeah, it's a tough game. It's a tough game.
I think, you know what? You should have been Matt Rule for Halloween. What a missed opportunity.
That would have been funny.
What a missed opportunity. Unbelievable.
Next year I'll do it. Because it'll be out of nowhere because he won't be brought up ever.
Yeah, nobody will even remember who he is. Everybody's going to think you dressed up as a weird white guy.
Won't be the last time he's brought up on the show either. Got a surprise for the losers and winners and losers.
Oh.
Just one last time.
Interesting.
Fair.
Next up, listen, we talk about missed opportunities a little bit. Mac Jones or Bailey Zappi going forward. I tried saying it. Listen, everybody loves the backup quarterback. Everybody loves him. And the Patriots go, last Monday, we were doing the show, obviously. We talked about it, the Zappi chance, and he comes in.
I called it too. I called it.
You did? 2 drives, he leads a touchdown. The momentum's on our side, and then the Bears, I believe, scored 27 unanswered points, I want to say. Something of that nature. And it was right back to Mac Jones against the Jets this week. Now, did the offense do anything crazy? No. I believe Folk kicked 5 field goals in the game. So, listen, talk about automatic. I don't know what it is. Patriots always have good kickers.
Yeah, I mean,
we did have
Terry to Gostkowski to Folk. That's good.
we had a 2-year stretch after we let go of Gostkowski, where it was never bad, but it was just not as accurate as I remember it. Then again, the ending of Gostkowski was really bad. He was. Really
I was always confused what kind of happened to him because he was.
That's
really
what I'm
good.
saying. I mean, I think I feel like he had a hip injury. So obviously, kicker, you kind of need the hip bone.
Yeah.
Connected to the. Oh, I thought you were now. Come on. You didn't watch Hannah Montana, bro?
I did.
You don't remember the Bone song?
I don't remember if that was one of Hannah Montana's greats.
You're bugging. She needed a 100 on the test or something to pass or something, I think. And she made a whole song. And then she sings it in class, and the teacher makes her leave. And then
I do remember that episode.
Fantastic episode.
That is a good episode. That's such a good show.
It was a great show.
Do you know that brother was 28?
Yeah. Very strange.
Yeah.
It's very weird how we have full-grown people play children all the time.
Very weird.
All the time, too. You can't just find
everywhere. It's everything.
You can't find a 12-year-old?
12-year-old can't play 12-year-old? That's just weird.
Anyway, listen, I think it's going to be Mac going forward. I think even if he struggles, it'll be Mac going forward because I think Bill just wants consistency. He's not the, he's not that. Oh, okay. Like the Patriots have never been. What's the word I'm looking for here? Like like irrational. There we go. Like they don't make like those immediate like weird decisions all the time. Like I thought that the weirdest thing I had seen since Bill being here was Zappy playing, like, and him taking Mac out because like it just never happened. And I mean, obviously, you had a reason for that for 20 seasons because Brady was never going to take it out of the game unless they were blowing somebody out or they had the weird week where they did get blown out, like that game against Kansas City. Trent Dilfer, they're not good anymore. Never forget that. Never forget that. That is the rallying cry of every single Tom Brady video ever. You cannot watch a Tom Brady video without that being mentioned.
I never watched Tom Brady videos.
I have several times. What a guy. What a player. Joseph Vincent, if you ever go on YouTube and you want to watch like documentaries.
Oh, he's got the best, dude. He's got the best.
That's what I'm saying. I've seen his Brady one.
I was actually watching a CMC one the other day. I was like, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, just sad times.
Just what a time. What a time for you. But yeah, I think it'll be Mac moving forward. I mean, listen, the offense is not very good right now. And I just don't understand how much you can blame like the people in the offense. Like they're just not that good.
I agree.
Like Devontae Parker started being a little bit, decent. Now he got hurt in that game.
But Jacoby's still the best receiver.
Yes, by far.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's not fast, but he can get open over the middle randomly or on the sideline if they do a sweep, and he can score. But you look around the league and it's just not up to the standard. I mean, how many teams do you have to look at? Even the teams we're watching right now, obviously you know about Chase and Higgins, and everybody like that, blah, blah, blah. Like the Browns go out and they trade for Amari Cooper. Mm-hmm. If Deshaun was playing, the Browns would probably be a lot better with Amari Cooper with Deshaun Watson. The Eagles going at A.J. Brown. Hurts is an MVP. They're 7-0.
Devontae.
Yeah, Raider. That one hasn't worked out. Yeah,
he's been good all year. I mean, you look at his numbers; it doesn't feel like he's been good. But outside of this week, he's been really good. But I get what you're saying.
Dolphins go out and get Hill and Waddle.
Hopkins to the Cardinals back then too.
Diggs to the Bills. The Cowboys had Amari and Gallup, and everybody's like, oh, they're not going to take a wide receiver, and they go and take CeeDee Lamb.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just not up to standard. They have one of the worst receiving corps in the league, and they're the third highest paid. I don't even know if Nelson Aguilar plays anymore.
He's out there,
and I think he's making $11 million. How? $11 million for what? I could do what he does.
I mean,
Kendrick Bourne was one of our better players last year.
Yeah,
he's in the doghouse. What does that even mean?
Yeah, that's stupid. But I think it was weird. Last week I was saying one couple mistakes, Zappy's in, but that's just kind of stupid to do that. Mac was out for what, 3.5 games?
Yeah, 3 games because I think he got taken out in the fourth. It was the fourth quarter when he got hurt. So,
and then he comes in, and I mean the offense isn't really doing anything special. How do you expect him to find a rhythm?
And they're not even finding the rhythm thing. Here's one of my points. What did Bailey do that impressed everybody so much? I want him to be impressive. I want him to be a guy. I'm a fan of the team. I want a good quarterback. But he led the team right down. You don't think Mac could have made the throw to Jacoby Myers? He was wide open. And even the second one, it was a run that set up the touchdown.
And even that throw to Jacoby was.
Yeah, Jacoby made a nice catch. It wasn't even
amazing play. He had a 360 and then dive again.
So I don't understand everybody being Bailey really showing something. Like I said against the Lions, they scored 1 offensive touchdown. It's the worst team.
I also believe when you have these two quarterbacks, honestly, it's comparable to our quarterback situation.
No, it is.
You're not whatever you pick, you're not really good. Yeah, you're picking a guy who's you want to control the game, run the ball well, don't turn it over. That's really Yeah, that's what you're deciding. So I bet it's probably the toughest decision Bill's ever had to make. Quarterback's been pretty simple for him his entire career there.
I mean, the other one was Bledsoe and Brady, but it's not like neither one of them have ever even been Bledsoe. Nonetheless, Brady. I feel like in a weird way, Brady destroyed backup quarterbacks forever. Like, because now every time a backup's in or like the starter's struggling, it's like, that backup could be the next Tom Brady. And I'm like, listen, have you watched the NFL? 100 years it's been around. Apparently,
the only time it's ever
Kraft was saying, which I don't think it's been 100 years, by the way, Kraft. But like it's been around forever. There's one backup quarterback like Tom Brady that's went on to become
Steve
great.
Young, a high pick, because he was the only one I could think of.
I mean, like, because like other backup quarterbacks to me don't even count. Like Mahomes, he was a high pick.
Same with
he
Lamar,
was supposed
too.
to replace
Aaron
Rodgers.
Yeah, those guys don't count because you expect them to be good. That's why you drafted them.
Exactly. Like, besides Brady, can you? And like, listen, it's probably happened in the league for maybe. Like, can you think of a backup quarterback, like one drafted like in the sixth round, like Brady?
Kurt Warner, undrafted.
Yeah, but I mean, even then, he was in the CFL. He was the MVP or the Arena Football League or something like that. He was the MVP.
Yeah, I mean, Brady's one of one.
But that's what I'm saying. Like every time the starter struggles, it's like, oh, this backup could be Tom Brady. You got to give him a chance. And I'm like,
isn't it fun to do that though? Isn't it fun?
I mean, I guess, but then it's also like, Mac just came back after 3 weeks. Can you give him a chance?
Right. That was my issue with taking him out. Like a high ankle sprain, that hurts. Like you got to get used to your feet back out there and stuff. So,
and then the weirdest
they split reps that week, right? They split first team reps. Him and Zappy that week.
Well, he had apparently taken all the reps on like Friday or something, so that's why everybody said he was going to start. But the weird thing for me was that at halftime, I think Lisa Salters, the reporter for Monday Night Football, came out and was like, oh, yeah, Bill told me that was the plan all along, that they were both going to play and that, you know, we're going to see both quarterbacks in the second half of this game as well. And then Zappy played the entire rest of the game. And then after, it was like, oh, yeah, well, we were going to do that. But then the game kind of got out of hand, so we left Zappy in there, blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, if you're saying that right there, that means you're going back to Mac. Because, like, if you are leaving the quarterback in a blowout, that's usually your backup quarterback. Like, you don't leave your starter in the blowout.
Yeah, I didn't buy it when she said that. I was like, he's just trying
to. Like, hearing that was the weirdest thing, though, because, like, that doesn't – like, that's not a Bill thing.
To rotate. Like, that's a Matt Rule thing, not
even to rotate, but to, like, even just say that out loud.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's just super weird. It was a weird situation. But I think Mac will be the starter the rest of the year. I mean, unless he just goes absolutely –
I think it'd be pointless to, even if he's having bad games, he's had this experience now. He at least has a year of it. Because you guys, honestly, the way the Chargers are playing, we'll see what the Bengals do. It's not crazy to think you guys can make the playoffs. I don't know what your schedule is the rest of the year.
I mean, they got to play the Jets again. They haven't played the Bills yet. They got to play the Dolphins again. That game, the Dolphin game will be at home. They have to play the Raiders in Vegas, but they've been awful. I think they play the Cardinals. So, I mean, there's some names there that we're used to being like, oh, that's a tough game. But, I mean.
But the Chargers, I can very easily see Brandon Staley driving them into a missed playoff year. And the Bengals, who knows? They haven't looked amazing this year either. So, I think you and the Bengals so far this season are kind of in the same realm with how you guys
the Patriots are 4-4. The Bengals are 4-3 right now. So
yeah. So both teams trying to find a rhythm. So, you know, if Matt can pick it up, I just don't see the point. Like, obviously, I want Zappy to start. I think it'd be fun. But I think for your team's sake and just for a good season, let Matt just ride it out. Huh?
I'd love a nice tank season.
No, it's not fun. Don't ever say that.
No, I do. Because I want a quarterback. I at least want – here's the thing.
You think you're going to get a quarterback.
No. Here's the thing, though. Here's and it kind of goes right into your like, isn't it fun thinking the backup quarterback's good? I don't think either of the quarterbacks we have are good. So I at least want to get a quarterback that I can be like, oh my gosh,
like Field.
We got a top 5 quarterback now in the draft. Like we're gonna have somebody here. We got him.
No.
Like I want to
experience
funny. That because I've never had that.
Well, you've also had the GOAT for a long time.
No, of course. But like now that listen, I had him. He's gone. They suck. So like now I want the like, oh my God, we have a top 5 pick and it's a quarterback. We got like one of these highly touted quarterbacks coming out of college. Like, is he going to be good?
Yeah, like, but then you draft Derek Brown and J.C. Horn, which both great players, but you're thinking.
What draft year was that?
Derek Brown?
Yeah, what year was that?
We drafted J.C. the year before we drafted. So
what is this, bro? That entire quarterback class from last year that everybody thought was going to be amazing. Lawrence sucks.
The Trevor, yeah.
No,
I think Fields is going to be a guy.
I think Fields could be all right, but like.
No, I think he's going to be a guy.
Oh, really?
What's he dealing with? Darnell Mooney?
No, yeah.
Throw passes to Byron Pringle?
No, you're right.
That's why I keep telling Clayton. That's why I'm glad he said he was back in on him because I'm like, he's been given dog shit so far, and he's looked good for 2 straight weeks.
I mean, but hey, like.
What quarterbacks that are young?
No, but I'm just trying to think of the Bears as a whole. Like Brandon Marshall. Who else?
Alshon Jeffrey.
Yeah, Jeffrey was good. You're right. Allen Robinson was good for like a season.
Mm-hmm. Johnny Knox.
Johnny Knox.
You don't know Johnny Knox?
I low-key don't think I do.
And he broke his back pretty bad.
No, that's.
He was very good though. He was there with Jay Cutler and them. Very good, but he was diving over the middle for a ball. Safety came, cracked him down, back like that. I think the back of his head touched his tailbone. It was bad.
Oh my God!
You'll look up Johnny Knox highlights. You'll know he's a good returner too. You'll remember him.
Interesting. Oh, we move on. Frank Reich. Listen, I tweeted it out after the game on Sunday. I think he should have been fired today. I don't know how he still has a job.
I have been saying since week 1. He got to go.
3-4-1 now.
He got to go.
Now listen, Matt Ryan was clearly not the guy. He's awful. And I mean, now you're also working with Sam Ehlinger.
It didn't look too bad though. Michael Pittman dropped a ball that.
You know what? It's funny when you were talking about DJ Moore dropping it. I was going to bring up Pittman and be like, "Did you see the Pittman drop?" But I waited. That was an awful drop. Oh my God!
Tough, right in his hands.
And it sucks because like those are the things that like people remember, and then he'll make a catch. A crazy one. Everybody, yeah, you're a receiver. You're supposed to do that.
Yeah.
Because like even the announcer said, he's like, you play in this league long enough, you'll have some balls that you're supposed to catch it. You just go right through the hands. I'm like, yeah, that's probably true, but talk about a bad time to do it.
Yeah, late game.
Like if that's first quarter, like you pick up, you forget, whatever. Mm-hmm. Like missed opportunity. Like that, yeah. Like they could have been in the field goal range.
Yeah, no, they would have been at like what the 46 or something. And they still had a timeout?
I don't know if they had a timeout, did they?
Well, they had enough time to spike it at least.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely had enough time to spike it.
And then get out of bounds, get a field goal? Who's even their kicker, though?
I think Reich should be fine. He has to be. Like,
I mean,
it's been the playoffs last year. You choked that away.
Can't keep blaming the quarterback. We can blame Matt Ryan. He was bad. Wentz wasn't amazing. Phillip Rivers wasn't amazing.
They made playoffs with Rivers, though.
Yeah, but this team's got too much talent over there to be this bad. Like,
didn't they have 9 Pro Bowlers last season?
Yeah, I mean they
missed the playoffs.
Because they lost to the Jags.
Well, I mean they can't beat the Jags, so not in Jacksonville. What are they like?
You call Trevor Lawrence a bust yet?
I'm starting to.
I kind of am too, and I usually give him a long time, but I haven't seen it from him at all.
I haven't seen it, and like they gave him improvements, and it hasn't improved.
Spent a lot of money on that offense.
Like Marvin Jones, they gave him that, nothing.
Christian Kirk, Evan
Ingram, you're right. Yeah. I mean, Etienne had a really good game. He's finally the lead back, obviously, after James Robinson got traded away to the Jets. But yeah, I don't know. I'm
not completely out on him, but number 1 overall pick. I'm not seeing.
And not only number 1 overall pick, like the savior.
Yeah, he was number 1 2 years before he was drafted.
Yeah. Like the things coming out of him for the draft was like, oh, best prospect since Elway. Him and Tebow, the greatest college quarterbacks. Like it hit Andrew Luck.
He beat Bama too.
Yeah.
That's the crazy thing about college. You'll see it like I thought Trevor Lawrence was it too. Watching him play, he made every throw. So Zach Wilson too at BYU made me so much money that year.
Zach Wilson is awful.
Yeah, and I hate it. I'm gonna give him at least just because I'm a Zach Wilson guy.
That's like what I said before. So I'll allow that.
I don't know. I mean, I can't be out on Lance yet. It's just not fair.
No,
really.
It's not fair, yeah.
Fields, I will not be out on until I see a competent offense put together.
True. They got to give the ball to Khalil Herbert more, by the way.
I know. He's a dog.
All right, Montgomery, you had your chance.
Yeah, many chances.
It's kind of like Zeke and Pollard. Didn't Pollard have 2 touchdowns over 110 yards or something?
Pittman's good. Pittman's a good receiver.
All right, let me have this conversation with you because I had it with CJ on the hard count, and I was flabbergasted. Flabbergasted, I would say.
Which work?
Would you take Michael Pittman or Devonta Smith?
Devonta Smith.
See, CJ said the same thing. I disagree.
I think if A.J. Brown's not there, Devonta Smith's having a monster year. It's just A.J. Brown's better. If you swap Pittman and Devonta, I think they're better. I can see why though, but Devonta, I mean, his rookie year when he was healthy, very good for them. He's had some catches this year too off the chart.
Oh yeah, no, that one at the goal line.
I think Pittman's very good. Don't get me wrong. I think it's close. Like if you're taking Pittman, I don't blame you. He's very good, but he's also getting forced.
I'm more okay with this argument because when I said that to CJ, he thought I was out of my mind.
Nah, Pittman's very good. He's underrated almost, but he's also getting force fed a lot.
I mean, yeah, that they don't really have anybody else.
But you got to be a guy to get we were force feeding,
Philly Patriots force feed Jacoby Myers. It ain't the same. Ain't the same thing.
Even when you're getting force fed, you can tell if a guy is a guy or not. And Pittman has shown that he's got kind of all Pro Bowler, all pro team kind of talent. If he had a quarterback, but I mean, there's just really good receivers, so he'll never make it. But he's a guy. But I'd take Devonta. I love Devonta. I think he's up there. Both very young though, so
fair enough. Move on to another head coach, Josh McDaniels, and the potential of him being a one and done.
Get him out
in Vegas. You think?
I don't think they will. I think they're too invested in him. But I think
you're out already.
Absolutely. You've seen that team? They suck. How do you suck when Josh Jacobs is playing for a bag and he's earning it? And Devontae Adams, best receiver in the league, and you don't even get him the ball. You're going to Mac Hollins?
Consistently and often.
Offensive guy, you're just amazing offensive coordinator, and you're going to Mac Hollins?
That's why I'm always so intrigued by offensive coordinators who just have a good quarterback.
I know.
How good really and I jokingly say this, but I honestly kind of mean it as well. How hard is it to call plays for the Chiefs?
Yeah.
It's hey, Mahomes, we're gonna this is the concept that we're running. But Kelsey's the best tight end in the league, so he's probably gonna be open. And if he's not, just do a little scramble drill, do a sidearm pass.
It's not even really calling plays. It's like, hey, the guys are gonna be over here. They're just gonna be over here. They're going that
technically way. He's running a deep post.
But he'll move around. He'll move around.
It's when you start running, he'll start running.
That's probably why LaShawn McCoy was saying that about Bieniemy, that he doesn't really know nothing. Because we've seen it. I mean, Matt Nagy left, and he was not a good coach either.
Yeah, he went to the playoffs first year.
That's because Mitch was good. Then he wasn't.
All right, so it wasn't Mitch or Nagy.
So it was Nagy, big Mitch guy over here.
Mitch is awful.
He is bad. Kenny Pickett's not too good either, though.
No, small hands Pickett.
Back-to-back bad draft classes for quarterbacks.
Yeah, it's just simply not looking good.
Malik Willis, I mean,
He did nothing in that game.
Yeah, but I mean, what else are you going to do?
What did he throw it like 12 times or something?
Yeah, I mean, I think Malik Willis is going to be a guy too, though, with time.
Definitely possible.
Still not out of Matt Corral either, though. Never got to see him yet.
Hey, you never know.
If we don't draft a quarterback, I want to see 17 games of Corral because I'm going to be so pissed if we don't have Bryce Young or Stroud.
I feel like if you don't draft a quarterback and you don't play Corral, the entire organization has to be sold.
Yeah, I agree. That would be if we.
Like that's malpractice.
I love PJ, but if he's starting week 1 or Sam is, if Sam is back,
what if I can't. What's the quarter? PJ. What if PJ though? Rest of the season, was it week 8? Rest of the season, 15 touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
Yeah, give him a shot. I mean, I'm a fan of PJ. I don't hate it, but
that was the most air yards of a pass ever recorded
since 2016. Is PJ?
No, I saw ever.
Really, ever? I saw it was since 2016.
I saw something that like it was something since like 2005 when they started.
Was Aaron Rodgers Hail Mary longer?
I thought his was at like the 45-ish though, or like the 40-ish. Because I mean, the line of scrimmage was like what, the 38 for PJ?
Yeah, we were.
But he was like 3 yards behind it. If you watch
a couple yards, it was almost to the back of the end zone too.
Yeah, like
it was a hell of a pass, dude. Like people,
that was one of the greatest passes I've ever seen.
It was a Hail Mary, but it wasn't a Hail Mary where there's guys in the end zone and it's a jump ball. Like DJ ran under it. Like like that's a beautiful.
Because I mean, listen, I guess it's kind of a defense, which they shouldn't be defended. But like, I guess if you're a cornerback, you're like, there ain't no way somebody throwing it this far on us.
Mm-hmm.
Because first of all, they got to get down there, so you got to give them at least probably 8 seconds of protection.
Yeah.
And then plus, you're telling me this scrawny little dude playing the XFL is going to launch a pass with 70 air yards?
To answer your question, if PJ balls out rest of the year and we don't draft Bryce Young or CJ and we go get a Will Levi or Anthony Richardson, some guys who maybe need to sit for a while, I don't hate the idea of PJ taking the reins for a little bit. He's good. Like, he's made some throws these past 2 weeks that I'm like the one against Tampa where he's rolling out to the left and flips his hips and throws it to the sideline to DJ. The corner route to Tommy Tremble for the touchdown. He had some great passes on 3rd and long during this game too. I like what I'm seeing from him. I like what I'm seeing from the whole team. I think Deontay Foreman's a franchise guy too. I mean, he's running like a madman.
He better be. I'm starting him in fantasy next week.
7 carries before Rule was fired. 7 total carries before Rule was fired.
Yeah, McCaffrey back there, the workhorse.
Who cares? Back-to-back 100 games. There's a reason McCaffrey was okay with leaving. Like, hey, man,
I'd be okay with leaving too when I could go to the 49ers who have Trent Williams just making the ocean for me.
Catch and run a touchdown in my second game.
40 fantasy points.
And no.
And I still lost.
So sad.
Still lost.
I miss him already. Come back, Christian. Come back.
It's like that, Gary, come home.
Yeah, literally. Come back, bro.
Let's see. Last big topic, Seahawks. What are they? Are they 5-3 now?
I believe so.
I think that win got them to 5-3. I believe they're on their bye. No, they're not on their bye this week. I'm wrong on that, I think. Yeah, they play the Cardinals this week. I mean, hey, they have to be a threat. They're 5-3. You know that? Put money on this right now. Could you imagine saying earlier in the season, not even earlier in the season, the preseason, that in week 8, the only game that would be played against teams that have a winning record were the Giants and Seahawks? That was the only game played this week where both teams had a winning record. The only game.
Really?
Yes.
That is crazy.
The Giants and the Seahawks in week 8. Like, if this is week 2, you're like, oh, both teams got lucky week 1, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Funny. Mm-hmm. It's week 8.
We are at the midway.
That was the only game where 2 teams were above 500.
That's great. It's crazy. I mean,
so like, yeah, they have to be a threat. The Giants have to be a threat. Seahawks have to be.
Vikings, Seahawks, Giants.
Hell, the Falcons have to be. They're in first place. You're a threat.
They suck.
That offense is kind of fire, though.
Week 10, primetime, Thursday Night Football. We're getting our revenge.
Panthers, Falcons?
Thursday Night Football. Write it down.
Okay.
If that game's anything like this, it'll be the best primetime game of the year.
I was going to say, it'll actually be decent.
Yeah. Hopefully PJ's still playing. Might be Jacob Eason. Who knows? Might be Baker. Might be Saints.
No. Baker is the backup officially.
For now. Who knows what this team's going to do? I don't fucking know.
I mean, I guess if you throw.
But I wanted that win not only badly because I bet on it, but Steve Wilkes deserves better than what his career's been. He was a coach before. He's a Josh Rosen year coach.
I know. He got fired after 1 year.
And Tepper's like, he has to really impress me. I'm pretty damn impressed with what Steve Wilkes has done with this team.
Did you see the meme of DJ where it was like him sitting on the bench and it was like, when you get your stats up so you can have a good year, but also intentionally lose so you can have Bryce Young throwing the ball to you next season?
I did see that.
That would have me crying. I was like, you know what? You got to do what you got to do. It is what it is.
If that win, like if I had to choose, like that win decided number one pick or, you fall into that 2 to 4 mix, I want that win. I have not wanted to win that bad since the Super Bowl. Literally.
Wow.
I mean, what else? What other games did I really want to win?
Since the Super Bowl.
I mean, we went to the playoffs the year after, but we were done. We had so many injuries. We were done. Ever since then, it's been tankathon. I don't care. But that win, with the way the Bucks look, the Saints look, if we could have taken first place and have a win over all of them, I had hope for the whole season. I was looking at the playoffs, Connie. I was looking at
this man
playoffs.
had the ESPN standings up.
I did.
Just to get disappointed.
What
an absolute time to be alive. All right, let's go to our quarterback of the week. Listen, we kind of talked about it. Kind of a tough segment because, yeah, some quarterbacks played well, but I don't think they played well as, a lot of people thought they would. I think I'm just going to stick with, give me Hurts. I lied. I mean, 285, 4 touchdowns. Come on.
We talked about a player from this game that had a really good game, and he's a big reason for this quarterback's numbers, but I'm going with Andy Dalton. 22 of 30, 229 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Okay. It's like a 117 rating.
So not the gaudy stats, but efficiency and a win. Yeah. That's all you can really ask for in the NFL.
Absolutely.
All right, next up, the player of the week. This is difficult. I can't remember a week where so many people went wild in 1 week. I mean, we mentioned it before. You can go with Henry. He had, 2 touchdowns, over 200 yards. Foreman had 3 touchdowns, over 100 yards. McCaffrey had 1 of each.
A.J. Brown had a week, too.
3 touchdowns for A.J. Brown.
That fumble return, you could give it to him, too.
Yeah. I mean, I got to go with McCaffrey, though. I love him. Passing touchdown, receiving touchdown, rushing touchdown. First player since 2005 with Danian Tomlinson was the last person to do it. So I'll give it to him.
Yeah, I got to go with my guy, Deontay Foreman. 26 carries, 118 yards, 3 touchdowns. Monster game for him. Back-to-back weeks, monster games.
Going back-to-back with the cover of Lethal Weapon. You got anybody to add to put some respect on my name or the prayer circle?
I did have people who put some respect on, but it's just a little too early.
Okay.
Don't want to bring them up yet because I don't want to jinx it.
No jinxes on this program.
Yeah. No prayers? Jinxes. Anybody go down this week?
I don't know.
Pray for KD.
Nah, you know what? You know who I'm going to put on this list? Bro, Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
I mean, they're saying that it's not very serious. First of all, why are you still running the ball or passing the ball to your best player when they were down by 20 points by then? It was the fourth quarter with 5 minutes left. What are you doing?
And it's not even good plays he's this open.
Well, wasn't it a sweep?
Yeah, it was stupid shit that they run in the first quarter.
Yeah. Not exactly what you want, your star player being hurt. But yeah, that's it for me. I don't think I have anybody else to add.
No, I don't think there's anybody.
We're up to winners and losers then for you?
Yeah, I don't got any winners this week. Got a couple losers. Refs of the No Fun League, you're a bunch of losers. Stupid flag. Be in the moment. Have some fucking fun, you bums.
True.
Me, because I lost money on it. And like I said, just one last time for Matt Rule, big fat loser.
Let me put another loser in here because we're both a fan of the show. You see what happened to Pat?
Yeah, getting blackballed. What the hell's going on?
Bro, they can't use logos from teams anymore.
But they're gonna do some funny shit now.
Bro, did you watch any of it today?
I started watching the clip, but I didn't see it.
Bro, he was like, I think we've done a lot for this league. He's like, but you know what? Maybe we can talk about some things like health insurance, CTE.
He's going to war.
He was like concussions. So, yeah, he was not happy about it.
But why would they do that?
And here's the thing that I don't understand. And they were being funny though, because they can't use it in graphics, but they still have the deal with the rights, so they can still show plays and everything. So they would start a play, and then they would pause it, and everybody would go, "Oh, whoa, whoa," because he was like, "Because then is that technically a graphic now?" He was like, "Listen, when AQ is breaking down plays, and Darius Butler is breaking down plays, I don't know if we're gonna be able to pause it, because then does it turn into a graphic?"
I love that they have AQ and Chuck Pagano coming in and everything.
I'm not a fan of the Chuck segment. I can't lie to you.
Best. You're not?
No.
Why? It's the best. How he calls them player. He calls them by the team's players.
I think what I think it is. It's just too long.
I agree. It's too long.
A half hour of him pretending to be the coach of whatever team, and I'm like, all right, listen, it's funny, haha, giggle, but know your place, brother.
What do you think about Pat's costume? I thought it was awesome.
That shit was funny as hell.
Hilarious. I don't even know what AJ was supposed to be.
Bro, they were roasting AJ.
they always do.
They were saying he looked like everybody under the sun. They were like, "Yo, you look like the people from White Chicks," and he was like, "You look like a serial killer." This and that. It was. Then you had Tone Diggs as Tony Soprano.
Mm-hmm. Coach Lou.
Coach Lou. Did you see Peacemaker?
I did, Zito.
Zito.
I didn't even see it because I didn't watch the show at all today yet. I just saw the picture of their costume. I was like, Zito.
Bro, you got to watch the introduction of when.
I'm saving it because I want to watch it tonight.
Because they introduced Zito and Pat just starts crying.
I saw the picture. I was like, oh,
and he was like, "Do you know how to do the dance?" And he was like, "I tried to learn and I couldn't."
And then Billy was Gump. I miss Gump, bro. Gotta get Gump.
I never really watched the show when Gump was there, so I can't say I missed it.
Really?
I told you I'm new to the program. New to the program.
Gump's the best, man. He's the best.
But yeah. All right. Listen, let's move on because we have our pick segment to do, people, and it's very important for the people out there. We had another good week, right, Josh?
We sure did. We both went 10-4. Kind of finally figuring out the way the games are going, knowing what teams are good, what teams aren't.
Exactly.
So now I finally I think this is the first time I'm over 500 all year.
I do believe so.
Because I've been at 500 early on. I think I was 13-13 or something like that. But this is my first time. So I thought, honestly, too, I cut the lead to 2, but I forgot you didn't take the Panthers. Because I took Seattle and you took New York.
Damn. Giants let me down. The one time I picked them. Unbelievable. Well, we both went 10-4, 64-56-1 for me, 61-59-1 for you. Obviously, both of them aren't very good, but hey, the NFL isn't very good. Let's see. Oh, Tre'Davious White set to return for the Bills. The Bills are an absolute unit, and they're getting back their best corner.
Kind of sad that CMC didn't go there, honestly.
I am as well.
I would have loved for him to just instantly get a ring. That would have been okay. Made it a little easier. But
hey, 49ers, they're going to play like that.
I mean, Jesus. Talk about a game changer. I told you he's worth more than 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Told you.
Oh, listen, you don't have to tell me. I've been saying how good he is. Bro, I said this on the hard count last week. I'll never forget the first time I figured out who CMC was because the first mock draft I looked at the season he came out, they had him going to the Patriots.
Really?
And I looked him up, and I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "Him going to the Patriots, that would be insane."
Oh, he would have been so good that year with them.
I was like, that would have been absolutely crazy. And then, as like the draft got closer, because I think the Patriots had like I think they had like the 22nd pick that year for some reason. Because I mean, that's usually not a spot for them because they're usually better than that. But and then like the draft got closer, and I was like, 17th, 15th. 10th, and I was like, okay, well, there goes the plans of getting CMC.
What did we take him, like 9th or 8th?
I think it was 8th, yeah. But I'm trying to take an 8-game lead in this here pick segment, so why don't we kick it off?
Psych.
Eagles at wait, what'd you say?
I said psych.
Oh, that is not what I thought you said
What'd you say? What'd you think I said?
I'll have to say it after the program. Eagles at the Texans. Eagles.
Yeah, not really a tough choice here, is it?
No. Colts with Sam Ellinger against the Pats at home. I'll take my guys.
Yeah, I agree. Frank's last ride.
Wow, look at this guy with the wordplay. Chargers at the Falcons. It's kind of interesting. You know, early in the year, you'd expect the Chargers to be, you know, an absolute demon. Falcons not to be very good. But I'm still going to pick the Chargers. Coming off a bye week. You know.
Falcons aren't good. They're not good. Give me the Chargers.
4-4.
They suck.
Dolphins at the Chicago Bears. Dolphins are 5-0 with Tua as a starter. And I think that continues.
Give me Miami too. But I want Justin Fields to have a good game.
It would be nice to see. Your boys, the Carolina Panthers, at the Cincinnati Bengals. Bengals season.
How many times have I? It's only been one time I didn't pick Carolina and they won.
Yeah.
That against Tampa?
I think. It's either once or twice. Twice is the max.
I'd feel wrong not picking them.
PJ with a great game. DJ's back. Foreman's out there.
You don't got to try to talk me into it. I already know what I'm going to do. Or I don't, but.
Bengals aren't that impressive this season. Listen, it's 0-0 still.
Yeah, man. Give me the Panthers.
Oh, man. What a time. Listen, the Packers at the Lions. This should be so easy.
Give me the Packers.
I can't. I'll take
MCDC? DeAndre Swift? Amon-Ra?
Do you have Amon-Ra on the fantasy team?
Hey.
You know, why not? I got a 3-game lead to play with. I'll go with the Lions.
Play with it if you want to.
I mean, listen, you're the one I'm picking against. I ain't worried. Bills at the Jets. Come on. Bills about to stampede them.
Absolutely.
Vikings at the Commies. Another easy one for me. Vikings.
I'm also taking the Vikings, but I low-key might bet on Washington on Sunday.
Okay.
Just feels like one of those games where it's like, really? Washington won?
Yeah. Raiders at the Jags. The beginning of the year, once again, should have been an easy decision. I gotta go with the Raiders. No way.
Give me the Jags. I mean, there's no reason to not take that. I was just gonna go against whatever you picked because who knows with this game.
Fair enough. The Seahawks and the Cardinals. Another game that should probably be a little bit more simpler than it actually is. I think I'm going to go with the Cards.
I'm going with Seahawks.
Hopkins is I think Hopkins has the most receiving yards since he came back.
Yeah, he had a nice one-handed touchdown.
Ooh, beautiful catch.
Classic D-Hop.
NFC divisional round, a rematch. And who would have thought that coming into this game, both teams would be absolute dog shit. Rams and the Bucks.
Give me the Rams.
I will take
your father.
Yeah, I'll take Tom. I'll take the Bucks. for the simple fact.
Divorce is over. It's finalized.
No. I don't think Kupp's going to be 100%.
Allen Robinson breakout game.
Yeah.
No, I thought San Francisco worked out Adam Humphries. I was going to say, hey, Rams found a replacement already.
Yeah. Titans and the Chiefs. Get this off my screen. Sunday night game. Chiefs by 100.
I agree, but I don't think this will be a bad Sunday night game just because I think Derrick Henry's still going to have a monster game. So at least we'll see him run people over.
And then the final matchup of Week 9. It is the Ravens at the New Orleans Saints. I'm going to go with the Ravens.
Andy Dalton is very similar to Kirk Cousins in primetime. Very, very similar.
Oh, I didn't realize this.
Yeah, if you look at his record, he is very bad in primetime. And his last primetime game, he threw back-to-back pick sixes. So, yeah, give me the Ravens.
I feel obligated to say this. I put Zach Wilson in the title of this episode, and I feel like we didn't talk about Zach Wilson. But he sucks, by the way. I think he was 21 of 40, 3 interceptions.
Yeah, the interceptions, it's funny to say, like, if he just stopped turning the ball over, like, it's like easy to say, harder to do.
What's that saying? If my aunt had she'd be my uncle. But
yeah.
Sometimes things just can't happen.
It's the most games we've disagreed on in a while.
Yeah, this is a lot. This is moving one way or the other.
5 of them. I'm either going down 8 or I'm up. So you better watch out.
This is moving week.
Yeah.
Somebody's gaining a game no matter what, right?
5, yeah.
Somebody's gaining the game.
At worst, it's 3 and 2. Either I go down in 1 or I'm up 1.
What a time to be alive. Look, it's coursing through my veins. I'm so excited. But all right, listen. Long episode. We talked about Game of Thrones for 20 minutes. Got Halloween candy in there. Football. A lot of football.
Favorite Halloween movie? Scary movie.
I don't like scary movies. I think they're stupid. I think the scary movie I have seen, though, is...
Yeah, that's a better question.
Is Insidious. Is that the one? Is that the one? I always mix it up and I can never remember.
Conjuring?
Is that the one? No, I don't think it's a Conjuring. Is Insidious the one where like the dude goes into his attic and finds like old tapes of like families being killed?
No, that's not Insidious. God, what's the name of that? That movie's very scary though.
Whatever that one is.
Like shows the family dying on the tape.
Yeah, like they get like ran over by a lawnmower and like hung by the tree, and then like there's one in the pool or something.
I can't remember the name of it. It's not Insidious.
Are you sure it's not Insidious?
No, because Insidious is a different movie.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. That's why I'm sure.
Insidious. Let's see.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I guess. What? Maybe it is The Conjuring.
No, The Conjuring's different.
It is?
Yeah. Go scary 2010s movies. It'll pop up.
Wait, hold on.
When you say the name of something, I'll know it.
Scary movies. Let's see. Why are these all like recent? I don't want that.
That's why you just said 2010s.
All right, fine. 2010s. This is the content people want at the end of the podcast.
Absolutely. Tell me.
It's a lot of the same thing. I don't know.
I'm gonna find. Just search movie where family dies on tapes. Scary movie where family dies on tapes.
Scary movie. Oh, dad finds videos.
Yeah.
Sinister.
That's it.
That movie is scary as hell.
Terrifying.
Absolutely terrifying.
A lot of jump scares.
I'll never forget, actually, speaking of scary movies too, we watched The Woman in Black at my boy's house, like us and like a bunch of people, and the light to his room was like all the way at the bottom of the stairs because it was like one of those like playroom things where like the light was all the way at the bottom of the stairs. We're watching the movie, light off, and then like one of the scary parts happened, light comes on because like somebody was coming upstairs. Terrifying.
One movie I'll never watch ever, just because of my childhood and still creeps me out. Monster House.
Bro, that movie did freak me
Just
out.
there's something about animated old people creeps the
Freaky.
shit out of me because they move too fluid. They don't move like old people. They move too fluid. It shouldn't work that way.
Well, listen, everybody. You know where to find me, Anthony Conover _. If you go to my Twitter with that, you can find my link tree, which will take you everywhere. And go discover what I do. All right.
Yeah, follow me on Twitter at JoeLynn _4. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can get in here and chat with us like everybody else did. And use code Underdog Gen Z. They had some
code
cool
Underdog
promos
on Gen Z.
What is that? What I said?
Yeah.
Yeah, do that too, and then flip it. It'll
And
work
use
better.
code Gen Z on Underdog. That would get you.
That one. They did a cool promo for Joe Burrow. I think that's what it was, or something like that.
Burr.
Something like that. They always do cool promos over there. So make sure you go over there and use code Gen Z. Tune in Monday, 7 Eastern.
And with that, we wish you a good night.
Ooh.